Adebisi sat by the riverbank, deep in thought. The support she had received from her community had given her strength, but the mystery of her prolonged pregnancy still weighed heavily on her mind. She watched the gentle flow of the river, seeking solace in its steady, unwavering path. Just then, an elderly woman named Aya Agba, known for her wisdom and deep knowledge of the ancient traditions, approached her. Aya Agba had been away for several months, visiting distant relatives, and had only recently returned to the village. Adebisi, she called softly, her voice carrying the warmth of a grandmother's love. Adebisi turned and smiled. Aya Agba, it's good to see you. How have you been? I have been well, my child. I have heard much about your journey, Aya Agba said, settling beside her. There is something I wish to share with you. Adebisi's heart quickened with anticipation. What is it, Aya Agba? Aya Agba took Adebisi's hand in hers, her eyes filled with a mixture of kindness and seriousness. Adebisi, your child is no ordinary child. While I was away, I visited a powerful seer who spoke of a child destined to bring great change and prosperity. This child would be marked by an unusual birth, one that defied the natural order. Adebisi listened intently, her mind racing. Do you mean my child? Yes, Adebisi, Aya Agba confirmed. Your prolonged pregnancy is a sign. The seer told me that such a child would be born under extraordinary circumstances, and their arrival would herald a new era for our village. Tears welled up in Adebisi's eyes, a mix of relief and overwhelming emotion. Aya Agba, does this mean my suffering has a purpose? Indeed, my child. The gods have chosen you to be the mother of this special child. It is a great honor, but also a great burden. You must continue to be strong and patient, Aya Agba said, squeezing her hand reassuringly. Adebisi felt a newfound sense of hope and determination. She now understood that her ordeal was not a punishment, but a part of a greater plan. She wiped away her tears and looked at Aya Agba with gratitude. Thank you, Aya Agba. Your words mean so much to me, Adebisi said. Remember, Adebisi, you are not alone. The village is here for you, and together, we will welcome this special child into the world, Aya Agba said, rising to her feet. Weeks passed, and Adebisi continued to feel the warmth and support from the villagers. They had become her family, and their love gave her the strength to endure the prolonged pregnancy. Meanwhile, in a village not too far away, Olayinka, Adebisi's late husband, had been living in hiding. He had survived the attack that everyone believed had taken his life, but he had been too injured to return immediately. One day, as Olayinka was recovering, he overheard a conversation between two traders from his original village. They were talking about a woman who had been chased away because she couldn't deliver her baby. Olayinka's heart skipped a beat as he realized they were talking about Adebisi. Do you think it's true? One trader asked. That she's still pregnant after all this time? Who knows, the other replied. But I heard she was taken in by another village. They say she's carrying a special child. Olayinka's mind raced. He had to find Adebisi. Gathering his strength, he set out on a journey to the village where he believed she might be. Back in the village, rumors began to spread. People whispered about a man who was searching for Adebisi. They didn't know who he was or why he was looking for her, but the gossip added a new layer of excitement and mystery to the village. One evening, as Adebisi sat outside her hut, she noticed the villagers whispering among themselves. She felt a sense of curiosity but decided not to ask. She had learned that sometimes it was best to let things unfold naturally. I wonder what they're talking about, she said to herself. Meanwhile, Olayinka had arrived at the outskirts of the village. He was exhausted but determined. He approached a group of children playing near a stream and asked if they knew of a woman named Adebisi. Yes, we know Adebisi, one of the children replied. She's very special. Why do you ask? Olayinka smiled, hiding his emotions. I have a message for her. Can you take me to her? The children hesitated, sensing something important in Olayinka's request. We'll tell the elders, one of them said. Wait here. As the children ran off to inform the village elders, Olayinka sat by the stream, his heart pounding. He couldn't believe he was so close to finding Adebisi after all this time. The news of a man asking for Adebisi spread quickly. The elders convened and decided to keep the information discreet until they could learn more about his intentions. They approached Olayinka cautiously, asking him why he was looking for her. I am Olayinka, her husband, he revealed, his voice trembling. I survived the attack on our village and have been searching for her ever since. Please, take me to her. The elders were shocked but sympathetic. They agreed to let Olayinka stay in the village but decided not to tell Adebisi just yet. They wanted to ensure his story was true and that he meant no harm. Over the next few days, whispers about Olayinka's presence continued to circulate. Some villagers believed it was a sign from the gods, while others were more skeptical. Adebisi noticed the change in atmosphere but remained focused on her daily routines, unaware of the man who had come seeking her. Olayinka watched from a distance, longing to reunite with Adebisi. He wanted to hold her, to tell her everything, but he knew he had to be patient. The elders had promised to speak with her when the time was right. As the days passed, the village's support for Adebisi continued to grow. They began to prepare for a celebration, believing that the birth of a special child would bring blessings to them all. And amid the preparations and whispers, Olayinka waited, his heart filled with hope and anticipation, knowing that his reunion with Adebisi was drawing closer. The days turned into weeks, and the village continued to buzz with the rumor of a man searching for Adebisi. Despite the whispers and curiosity, Adebisi remained unaware of Olayinka's presence. She was grateful for the villagers' growing kindness, but the mystery surrounding the man asking for her nagged at her. One evening, as the sun set and the villagers gathered around the communal fire, the elders decided it was time to learn more about Olayinka. They invited him to join them by the fire, where they could ask him questions and better understand his intentions. Tell us more about yourself, Olayinka, one of the elders began. We need to know who you are and why you have come to find Adebisi. Olayinka took a deep breath and began to share his story. He spoke of the attack on their village, how he had been gravely injured but managed to survive, and how he had spent months searching for Adebisi. The elders listened intently, their skepticism slowly turning to empathy as they heard the pain and determination in his voice. I have come to bring Adebisi back, Olayinka concluded. I want to be with her and support her through this difficult time. She deserves to know that I am alive and that she is not alone. The elders exchanged glances, still cautious but moved by Olayinka's sincerity. They decided to allow him to stay in the village, but they would not tell Adebisi of his presence just yet. They needed more time to observe him and ensure his intentions were true. Meanwhile, Adebisi continued to feel the weight of her prolonged pregnancy. Despite the villagers' support, the physical strain was becoming more challenging. She spent her days resting and trying to stay positive, but the uncertainty of her situation weighed heavily on her mind. One afternoon, as Adebisi sat outside her hut, a young girl from the village approached her with a small bouquet of wildflowers. The girl's eyes were wide with innocence and curiosity. These are for you, Adebisi, the girl said, handing her the flowers. My mother says you are very brave. Adebisi smiled, touched by the gesture. Thank you, little one. What is your name? I'm Ife, the girl replied, beaming. Do you know there's a man looking for you? The elders say he might be someone important. Adebisi's heart skipped a beat. A man? What do you mean? Ife shrugged. I don't know much, but everyone is talking about him. They say he's been asking about you. Adebisi's mind raced. Who could this man be? She had so many questions but decided not to press Ife further. Instead, she thanked her again for the flowers and watched as the girl ran off to play with her friends. As the days continued, the villagers' curiosity about Olayinka grew. They respected the elder's decision to keep his presence discreet, but the whispers and speculation persisted. Some believed he was a sign from the gods, while others thought he might bring trouble. One evening, as Adebisi lay in her hut, she overheard a conversation outside. Two women were discussing the mysterious man, their voices hushed but clear enough for her to hear. "Do you think it's really him?" one woman asked. "Could he be Adebisi's husband?" "It's possible," the other replied. "But we must trust the elders. They will tell us when the time is right." Adebisi's heart pounded. Could it be true? Could Olayinka be alive and looking for her? She felt a mixture of hope and fear, uncertain of what to believe. She decided to speak with the elders herself, hoping they could provide some answers. The next morning, Adebisi approached the elders with a determined expression. "I have heard the rumors," she said. "Please, tell me the truth. Is there a man in the village looking for me?" The elders exchanged knowing glances before one of them spoke. "Yes, Adebisi. There is a man who claims to be your husband. He has shared his story with us, and we believe he is sincere. But we wanted to ensure his intentions were true before telling you." Tears filled Adebisi's eyes as she listened. "Where is he now? Can I see him?" The elder shook his head gently. "Not yet, Adebisi. We need a little more time to confirm everything. Trust us, we are doing this for your well-being." Adebisi nodded, understanding their caution but longing to see Olayinka. She returned to her hut, her mind swelling with emotions. The villagers' support continued to grow, and the mocking she once endured had all but disappeared. Now, she faced a new challenge, waiting for the moment when she could reunite with the man she thought she had lost forever. As the village prepared for the upcoming celebration of the special child, Adebisi's hope began to grow. She knew that whatever happened next, she had the strength and support of the villagers and the possibility of being reunited with her beloved Olayinka. The days grew longer as the village prepared for the celebration of the special child. The villagers worked together, decorating the village square with colorful cloth and flowers. Adebisi watched from her hut, her anticipation and anxiety mingling as she wondered what the future held. One evening, as the village gathered for a meeting, the elders announced that they had decided to welcome Olayinka to join in the preparations. They believed it was time for him to become part of the community, but they still kept his true identity a secret from Adebisi. Olayinka worked tirelessly, helping with the decorations and assisting in the preparations. His presence brought a sense of calm and hope to the villagers. They admired his dedication and began to see him as a valuable member of their community. The day of the celebration finally arrived. The village was alive with music, laughter, and dancing. The village elder stood to address the crowd. "Today is a day of joy and hope," he began. "We celebrate not just the arrival of a special child, but also the reunion of loved ones. Olayinka, please come forward." The crowd parted, and Olayinka emerged, his eyes searching the crowd until they found Adebisi. Tears streamed down her face as she realized it was truly him. He was alive, and he had come back for her. "Olayinka," she whispered, her voice trembling. He approached her slowly, his eyes filled with emotion. "Adebisi," he said softly. "I've been searching for you everywhere. I'm so sorry for all the pain you've endured." Adebisi could barely speak, her tears flowing freely. "I thought you were gone forever," she managed to say. "I was taken away by traders, but I never stopped thinking about you," Olayinka explained. "When I heard what had happened, I knew I had to find you." The villagers watched the reunion with smiles and tears of their own. The elder continued, Let us all support Adebisi and Olayinka as they prepare for the arrival of their special child. As the weeks passed, Adebisi's anticipation grew. She knew the time was drawing near, but she also knew she had the strength and support to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With Olayinka by her side and the villagers' unwavering support, she felt ready for the miracle that was about to unfold. And so, they waited, filled with hope and faith, for the day when their special child would finally arrive. The night of the full moon arrived. The village was bathed in the soft, silver light, and a palpable excitement hung in the air. Everyone gathered outside Adebisi's hut, their faces filled with anticipation and hope. Inside the hut, Adebisi lay on a bed of soft linens, surrounded by the village midwives and Olayinka, who held her hand tightly. Baba Ode stood at the foot of the bed, offering prayers and words of encouragement. As the labor pains intensified, Adebisi felt a surge of strength. She knew that this moment, the culmination of her long and arduous journey, was finally here. With each contraction, she focused on the love and support surrounding her, drawing energy from the villagers' collective hopes and prayers. Hours passed, and the time grew nearer. The moonlight streamed through the window, illuminating the room in a celestial glow. Finally, with a final, powerful push, Adebisi felt a wave of relief wash over her. The cries of a newborn filled the hut, and the room erupted in cheers and tears of joy. "It's a boy," announced the head midwife, lifting the baby high for all to see. "A beautiful, healthy boy." Olayinka's eyes filled with tears as he gazed at their son. "He's perfect, Adebisi," he whispered. "Our miracle." Baba Ode stepped forward, his eyes shining with pride. "The gods have blessed us with this special child," he declared. "He will bring greatness and prosperity to our village." The villagers outside the hut cheered louder, their joy echoing through the night. They sang and danced, celebrating the birth of the special baby who had been foretold to bring blessings to them all. Adebisi held her son close, feeling his warmth and the steady beat of his tiny heart. She looked into his eyes and saw the promise of a bright future. "Welcome to the world, my precious child," she whispered. "You are so loved." The celebration continued long into the night, the villagers united in their happiness and hope. The birth of Adebisi's special baby marked the beginning of a new era, one filled with prosperity and harmony. From that day forward, the village thrived under the watchful eyes of the special child, who grew up to fulfill the promise of greatness. And Adebisi, once mocked and scorned, was now revered and respected, her strength and resilience a testament to the power of faith and love.